Raider Nation, today's episode might be one of the most important conversations we've had on this channel, because what I'm about to tell you could flip the entire future of the silver and black upside down. What's up? It's Victor, and this is Raiders Nation Update. And trust me, you're going to want to stay until the end of this one. Everyone around the league expects the Raiders to take a young franchise quarterback with the #1 overall pick. The plan seems obvious. Reset the clock, build around a rookie contract, start a new era in Las Vegas. But what if that's not the move? What if instead of drafting a rookie, the Raiders pulled off a blockbuster trade for a former league MVP still in his prime? Yeah, let that sink in. We're talking about a dynamic, dual-threat quarterback who has already dominated the NFL, carried his team deep into the playoffs multiple times, and changed the way defenses have to play on every snap. A player who instantly makes you a contender in the AFC. Now imagine that in Clint Kubiak's system. But that's not the only possibility. What if the Raiders targeted a Super Bowl-caliber quarterback known for surgical precision and ice-cold performances in the biggest moments, but with a troubling injury history that makes this a high-risk, high-reward gamble? Or maybe it's the 24-year-old playoff regular who's already led his team to the postseason every year of his career. Incredibly talented, but coming off some shaky playoff performances that raise serious long-term questions. And then there's the electric former Pro Bowler with video game athleticism, but a massive cap hit north of $50 million this season. Is the upside worth the financial risk? Or, and this one is wild, do the Raiders trade for a 38-year-old Super Bowl champion who just won league MVP honors, fully knowing you might only get 1 or 2 elite years out of him, but possibly stacking extra first-round picks in the process? Think about that strategy. Win now with a veteran. Load up draft capital. Plan your succession move. This isn't fantasy football. These are real scenarios being discussed using frameworks from previous NFL blockbuster trades, the kind where teams give up multiple first-round picks and proven starters just to move up to no. 1. So here's the real question, Raider Nation. Do you take the rookie and build patiently? Or do you cash in the most valuable pick in football for a proven superstar and try to shock the AFC immediately? Because let's be honest, the AFC West is loaded with elite quarterback play. If you don't have a difference maker under center, you're not surviving this division. And that's only half the story today. While the quarterback chaos is brewing, there's another move flying under the radar that I actually love. And it involves bringing in a 26-year-old dual-threat running back with 175 career receptions. This isn't just depth, this is strategy. Last year, Ashton Jeanty caught 55 passes, third on the team, and proved he's way more than just a runner. But we all saw it. Behind a shaky offensive line, he took a beating. You cannot run a top 10 pick into the ground in year 2. Now imagine pairing him with a back who just put up 73 catches and nearly 500 receiving yards in one season. A true passing down specialist. A guy who understands protections. A player who fits perfectly into Kubiak's history of using multiple backs, like we've seen in his previous offenses built around versatile playmakers. That's how you protect Jeanty. That's how you extend his prime. That's how you build a modern backfield. And if that signing doesn't happen, there's even talk about bringing back a 34-year-old veteran speedster who already knows this style of offense. A cheaper, short-term option who could still give you situational explosiveness. So now I'm throwing it to you, Raider Nation. If you're holding the #1 pick, are you drafting the future? Or are you trading it for a proven superstar quarterback? And would you rather build slow and steady or go all in right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything, and I want real football debate in there, not just hype takes. And listen, if you're a real Raiders fan, if you bleed silver and black, and you're locked in for this off-season roller coaster, smash that like button right now and subscribe to Raiders Nation Update. We're pushing hard to hit 2,000 subscribers, and only true members of Raider Nation are going to help us get there. This offseason could define the next decade of Raiders football. And trust me, you're going to want to see how this plays out. Let's go. Raider Nation, we might be adding a serious weapon to this backfield. And no, not just any running back. I'm talking about a dual-threat playmaker with 175 career catches who could be the perfect complement to Ashton Jeanty. If this move happens, it could completely unlock Clint Kubiak's offense. The Ashton Jeanty situation. Let's start here. The Raiders shocked people last year when they drafted Ashton Jeanty 6 overall out of Boise State. You just don't see running backs go top 10 anymore. But Jeanty was different. Historic college production, explosiveness, vision, contact balance. he came into the NFL as the favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, was his rookie season perfect? No. He struggled at times behind a shaky offensive line. There were games where he couldn't get consistent push. But the flashes? Oh, they were there. And here's what people forget. He had 55 receptions last season, third on the team. For a back who came into the league with questions about his receiving ability, that's huge. But here's the thing. Raider Nation. His strength is still as a runner. He was one of the hardest players to tackle in the NFL last season. The kid fights for every yard, and that's exactly why we can't overwork him this early in his career. Enter Kenneth Gainwell. According to projections, the Raiders could target Kenneth Gainwell, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is where it gets interesting. Gainwell isn't just a backup. He's a legitimate passing down weapon. Last season with Pittsburgh, 73 receptions, 486 receiving yards. That's not a gadget role, that's real production. For his career, 175 catches. That's experience, that's reliability, that's third down value. And if you followed Clint Kubiak's offenses, you already know. He loves throwing to running backs. Look at what he's done with Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Kenneth Walker III. Kubiak uses multiple backs. He rotates. He creates matchups. He stresses linebackers in coverage. Gainwell fits that blueprint perfectly. Why this move makes football sense? Let's break this down strategically. 1. Protect your investment. Jonte was a top 6 pick. He's already making strong rookie money for a running back. You don't run him into the ground year 2. You preserve him. Gainwell allows snap management, situational flexibility, fresh legs late in games too. Third down upgrade. Jonte improved in pass protection last season, but that's still an area to grow. Gainwell has experience in blitz pickup route running, 2-minute offense screen game. That's huge for a young quarterback and a developing offense. 3. Scheme. Fit Kubiak wants balance. He wants play action. He wants backs who can catch and threaten the edge. Gainwell is a classic change of pace back. Quick, agile, strong hands. Doesn't need 20 carries to impact a game. He complements Jonte instead of duplicating him. That's smart roster building. The financial angle. Gainwell is 26 years old. That fits the Raiders' timeline. But here's the twist. We're already paying Jonte top-tier rookie money for a back. Do we want to commit multiple years to another running back? Running back contracts are tricky. That's why this likely works best if it's a short-term deal or a team-friendly structure. If the price gets too high, Vegas might pivot. Could Raheem Mostert return? Now this is interesting. If Gainwell's market gets competitive, a cheaper fallback option could be Raheem Mostert. He'll be 34 when the season starts. So let's be honest, he's not long-term, but he'd be inexpensive. He understands zone-heavy systems. He can still hit a home run if healthy. The downside? Durability and age. The upside? Veteran depth without long-term financial commitment. My honest take, Raider Nation. If I'm being real with you, I love the Gainwell idea. Not because he's flashy, not because he's a star, but because it's smart. You protect Jonte, improve your passing down efficiency, add veteran reliability, stay flexible financially. That's how good teams build depth. We've been screaming for smart roster construction for years. This feels like that. Now I want to hear from you. Would you sign Kenneth Gainwell? Would you rather bring back Mostert? Or do you think Jonte should carry 20-plus touches a game? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk football. Raider Nation? What if I told you the Las Vegas Raiders are sitting at no. 1 overall, and instead of drafting our franchise quarterback, we flip the entire NFL upside down? Yeah, I'm talking chaos. I'm talking blockbuster trades. Before we dive into this madness, do me a favor. Smash that like button and subscribe right now. We are pushing hard for 2,000 subscribers, Raider Nation, and we're not stopping until we get there. If you bleed silver and black like I do, this is your home. Let's build this thing together. I'm Victor. This is Raiders Nation Update, and today we're breaking down the 5 blockbuster trade packages that would actually make the Raiders think about moving off that no. 1 pick, and trust me, some of these are wild. The situation, no. 1 overall pick. Right now, most league executives expect the Raiders to draft quarterback Fernando Mendoza at number 1. That's the safe bet. That's the logical move. But this is the NFL, and when you own the number 1 overall pick, you own the power. In 2023, the Carolina Panthers gave up DJ Moore, 2 first-rounders, and 2 second-rounders to the Chicago Bears to move up for the top pick. That's the kind of framework we're talking about. So let's break these down one by one. and I'm giving you my honest Raider fan perspective on every single one. Arizona Cardinals. The Kyler Gamble Raiders receive Kyler Murray, Baron Browning, 2026. First-round pick. No. 3 overall. 2027 first-round pick. First off, this is spicy. Kyler Murray's cap hit is massive, $7 million this year. But here's the key. No guaranteed money after 2026, so it's basically a 2-year trial. If Clint Kubiak believes he can unlock Kyler in this system, you're getting a 2-time Pro Bowler elite mobility, a quarterback still in his prime, and you still keep top 3 draft capital this year. Baron Browning adds defensive flexibility, 13, 5 career sacks, 45 pressures, plays inside and outside. That matters. But here's my concern. Raider Nation. Is Kyler mentally wired to lead this locker room? Talent? Absolutely. Leadership? That's where I hesitate. Baltimore Ravens, the nuclear option Raiders receive Lamar Jackson, Trenton Simpson, 2026. Second-round pick. Let me breathe for a second. Lamar Jackson in silver and black? He's a 2-time league MVP, still in his prime, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. If, and that's a big IF, he wants out of Baltimore after coaching changes. The Raiders have the ultimate chip, the number 1 pick. Now here's reality. You don't get extra first-rounders in this deal. Lamar is the haul. But imagine him in Vegas. Instant playoff contender defensive coordinators losing sleep primetime games every week. My only hesitation? Contract and system fit. Lamar needs the right offensive identity. Kubiak would have to fully commit to building around him. But from a pure star power standpoint, this would shake the AFC. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow bet Raiders. Receive Joe Burrow, Miles Murphy, 2026. Second-round pick, Joe Cool. Burrow took the Cincinnati Bengals to a Super Bowl in year 2. That matters. But let's talk reality. He's missed at least 6 games in 3 of 6 seasons. That's not small. That's a pattern. If you trade no, 1 overall, you need durability, you need stability. But when healthy, Burrow is elite. Accuracy processing clutch factor. And Miles Murphy quietly put up 52 tackles, 5 sacks, 17 pressures, played 63% of snaps. That's real edge production, especially with uncertainty around Max Crosby's long-term future. This move screams win now, but it's a risk, a big one. Houston Texans, the long-term vision Raiders receive C.J. Stroud, Henry To'oTo'o, 2026. Second-round pick, 2027. Second-round pick. This one might be my favorite. Stroud is 24 years old. Yes, he's struggled in recent playoff appearances. 3 TDs and 6 interceptions in his last 5 postseason games. But he's made the playoffs 3 straight years. You're buying youth, upside, stability. And with cap space plus draft picks, the Raiders could build this thing the right way. Henry To'oTo'o gives you linebacker help. 16 tackles for loss and 4 sacks over the last 2 seasons. We need that physicality in the middle. If Houston hesitates on extension talks, this is the type of move that sets you up for a decade. Los Angeles Rams, the win-now swing Raiders receive Matthew Stafford, Braden Fisk, 2026. First-round pick. No. 13. 2027. First-round pick. Stafford is 38. Let's get that out of the way. But he's also a Super Bowl champion, a league MVP in 2025. Still one of the toughest quarterbacks in football. This is a 2-year window move. You try to win now while stacking future first-rounders. And Braden Fisk? Sneaky monster. 74 tackles, 14 for loss 11. 5 sacks, 40 pressures in 2 seasons. That's interior disruption we desperately need. The question is simple. Are we rebuilding? Or are we swinging for the AFC right now? My honest take, Raider Nation. If I'm Victor the fan, I draft the quarterback. You don't pass on a potential franchise QB at no. One, unless you're getting a proven elite player in return. Lamar? I think about it. Stroud? I seriously consider it. Stafford? Only if we believe this roster is ready to win today. Kyler and Burrow? High risk, high reward. But here's the truth. Holding the no. 1 pick means we control the league. And that feels good. Raider Nation, I want to hear from you. Would you trade the number 1 overall pick? If yes, for who? Lamar? Burrow? Stroud? Stafford? Or are you drafting Mendoza and not looking back? Drop it in the comments. Let's debate like real fans. And if you love Raiders content, smash that like button, subscribe right now, and help us hit that 2,000 subscriber goal. We are building something special here at Raiders Nation Update. I'm Victor, silver and black for life. Just win, baby.